Welcome back, peoples. Ryan here, and today I feel like it's a good time to talk about RWBY. Now, you may already noticed that RWBY premiered already. It's already on its second episode, basically. It's just that, honestly, all I seen was the first episode. The way they have it set up was they showed the intro first, and then a couple days later they showed the first episode. No, yeah, episode, yeah. Basically, apparently, the way they're doing it is Rooster Teeth's gonna go ahead and upload the episode on the website before they upload it to YouTube, and there's gonna be like a week gap between having it on their website, a week pass, and then they'll have it on YouTube, which is cool. It's whatever, because it really doesn't matter to me, but I want to see it on the premiere date or the day after. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go ahead and create a guest account on the website so I can watch the episode like right there and then, the day after it's premiered, because I don't really want to wait a whole week later. Let's just go ahead and get into the intro, because the intro shows a lot of crazy stuff that really doesn't show in episode 1, because I'm going to keep episode 1 and intro in separate videos. So the intro, just to point out right now, I love the intro. The intro is beautiful and amazing. I just can't get enough to I can't stop watching it, because when it first premiered on YouTube, I watched it like 20 times basically, and now whenever I'm just doing my regular stuff, I have it on loop or something, listen to the music because I just enjoy it, and just pass the time or whatever. But regardless, the music, I start enjoying the lyrics and everything, and the beat of the music in the middle of it when they start introducing the new villains and afterward. That's when I start really liking the music and the intro and everything even more. But regardless, let's go ahead and talk about what's shown during the intro. Now, I thought it was really cool, and it actually makes sense and makes you think about, is Team RWBY ever going to come together as a group during this season? Because what's cool is that when the intro starts, you have the Grim, and then you have Beacon, the tower exploding, and the character respective colors come out and they go to scatter around the map. And what's cool about it is that, the colors is freaking Ruby, Weiss, Blake, and Yang. And what's cool about it shows where they're at that moment. Like where they're at probably during this whole volume season. I mean, I'm not sure, but you see, like, for example, Yang, which is the yellow one, her color goes to patch where she's gonna be at. And like, say, Weiss, she's at her hometown. What was it, Atlas? I'm just gonna say Alex because I obviously already forgot where Ruby was going. I think she's going to Haven. I'm not sure, but that's basically it. And you see Blake going there. I forgot what that continent was called, but yeah. So regardless, that's cool. I like how they showed that. So it shows that maybe they're not even gonna come together at all during this volume, or more likely at the end of the volume they all come together after they go through their, I guess, trials or whatever they're trying to get through. So there's that. One thing I noticed, I did not realize until after watching it a few times, at the end of spoilers, at the end of volume 3, when it shows that little secret ending, that extra scene, it shows Crow holding Osmond's cane, and he jumps off the cliff, and a crow comes out, a literal crow, raven. I mean, I'm not sure. You can't really tell, but during this intro, you see Crow again. Ruby's uncle, but the raven. I'm guessing it's a raven or a crow. I'm not sure, but it shows it flying past Crow, and that kind of just threw my theory off that Crow could have had a shape-shifting ability. So I think that's completely cut out of the equation, because it just shows that Raven or Crow flying across him. And I noticed he has a disgusted look when he saw the Raven or Crow. Now, there could be a lot of theories, because it could be just basic. I'm just gonna say it's a raven. And if you think about it, what else is represented by raven? A certain character, right? So I mean, there's no proof to connect both characters, whatever, because at first we thought Crow had the ability to shapeshift. Now we're thinking this other character we don't know really much about has the ability to shapeshift. So I'm not like, that's a theory, but I'm not sure. And if you don't know who I'm talking about, spoiler again, Yang's mother. So there's that. So, besides that, oh yeah, and another thing is, it's gonna probably be something important about that Raven because I'm saying she now. The Raven's been shown in like 4 scenes during the intro, on separate, like it shows it going through. It passes by Ruby's team, and then it passes by Crow, and then you see at the end basically just flying around again. So, I mean, it could be some foreshadowing or something, but there's that. Another thing is, I like how they introduce each character and what they're doing. Even though they're not gonna be together, it shows Weiss, and obviously she's back at home with her parents or her father, and we learn something new. We learn that there's more people that she's confined with. You see that she has her butler, and there's a younger person. I don't know if that could be her little brother or just another servant, like another butler person, but it could be either her younger brother or servant basically. And honestly, I don't know if she had any siblings. I don't recall her saying that she had a little brother. She has the older sister Winter, but not the brother. And then after that, we also see her father. Now, during the scene where they showed her father and the person in the background, I thought it was another new character, because when you look in the scene, there's a character in the background. He's just wearing like a military, clothing or whatever, just regular clothing. And at first, I could not recognize him. I thought he was just a new character because he's had messy hair and he has like 5 o'clock shadow and everything. But I decided to go ahead, like the way the scene goes. It goes showing the two characters, the father and the person behind, and it zooms into the Weiss's father's eye. So I decided to pause the scene, and it gives you like you get a better look kind of the person behind, and I realized that character in the background is actually General Ironwood, and it's crazy because I did not realize it. It's actually General Ironwood, and the reason why I thought it was a new character is because the character looks really young. I'm guessing the 5 o'clock shadow and just having the messy hair made him look younger. Because the reason why I'm saying it's Ironwood is because Iron always had that metal strap around his the metal rectangle above his eye. What was it, his right eye or something? And when you look into the video, that same character in the background has that same metal patch on above his eyes. So it has to be Ironwood, and it makes sense. Would Ironwood still look the same after all that has happened at Vale, at Beacon? What happened to Osmond? No, because freaking Ironwood always saw him as a friend. Even though there was some doubts about it, he was a friend. And during all the destruction and everything, I bet he fallen into hard times or depression about the situation. And he just, like, he doesn't have that proper military look like he did in the first seasons, basically. So that's why he had the shoveled hair and the 5 o'clock shadow. So, yeah, so that's something new. So I did that. It took me a couple of times just watching it to realize it's Ironwood. So I thought that was a cool thing. What else was there? Oh yeah, still with Weiss. It seems like she's gonna be a lot stronger than she was before. I mean, honestly, all characters are gonna be stronger than they were previously. So during Weiss's whole intro in the intro video, it shows her training a lot. And one big thing is, I think she is training to summon her I forget what they call it. I'm just gonna say their Esper or whatever. Just like how Winter summoned that wolf. I think she's trying to I think Weiss is trying to summon that knight. And it's actually pretty cool because the way they showed is that she's in that big room and she's just training and everything. And she does her little she does her deal to create her summoning, and it brings out a big pentagram deal symbol, her I forgot what it's called, but her symbol basically, and it's real huge. So I was thinking, oh, she's trying to summon her Esper basically. So I thought that was pretty cool. Please comment down below if you know what that was called. I mean, I don't think they gave it a name, or did they? I already forgot. I mean, I probably forgot, but yeah, just let me know if you can. But I thought that was pretty cool, and it feels like, let's see. Oh, I'll talk about that at the end. But let's go ahead and get into Blake. Now, we don't know much about Blake at the moment. She's freaking, obviously from the intro, she's basically in the ocean, basically, because it shows her on the boat. She's on a ship and she's just looking out, because even in the in the promo she's just looking out in the ocean basically. But one surprising thing is Sun is with her, and I wasn't expecting that. I wonder how. I mean, I guess it's understandable because Sun was the last person to see Blake when she disappeared. So maybe, like, because they're both, you know, pharmacists and stuff, they could, like, or Sun, he could probably track her and everything, just went looking for her because he's worried. Because, come on now, Sun and Blake probably, you know, there's a type of relationship they have together, so I thought that was pretty cool. And it's funny because it also shows in the intro that, you know, they're trying to, like, they're closer than they're a lot closer compared to previously. But we're introduced to two more new characters during her whole scene, and I don't know who they are. All I'm gonna say is that they're related to her, because there's actually a resemblance between them. So you see the big hulking man, which funnily, he breaks both Blake and Sun apart and pushes Sun away, and you know he's right there over her shoulder, and another character comes out from behind, and at first they gotta be family. I don't think it's her parents, because I always thought that Blake was an orphan. I mean, it never explained what happened to her parents, but if I recall, that's how she got into the White Fang, basically. I think. I mean, I'm not sure. I can recall her being a kid and going to the protests, and I don't recall her parents at all. So, I'm not saying that these are her parents. I mean, it could be. I mean, I'm not sure. It could be just, you know, probably aunt and uncle. But another thing is, at first I did not realize that the little the little character that popped out, that's like, you know, I thought that was a male character, but it's actually a female character, because, you know, the scene is real fast, so I paused it. It's actually an older female character, because you could tell, like, she's older because she has the wrinkles under her eyes and everything, and, you know, you could say that that's both the mother and father, or it could be just aunt and uncle. I mean, I'm not sure, but regardless, there's that, and there's a family deal going on with Blake. She's not an orphan that I thought she was, so there's that. Another character, Yang. Now, honestly, Yang's in a bad place, and I don't know. Honestly, I'm not sure how long she's gonna be in her predicament, basically, because when it shows her, we also see Tai Yang, her dad, and I like how they're starting to show Tai Yang now, because we only saw him in the last episode of the last volume. So it's cool to see that he's trying to train her in her basic handicap phase right now. And the one thing is, Yang is having problems. I think she has, what's PTSD? Is that what it's called? She's having dramatic flashes of Adam, basically, because we all know what happened. I mean, spoilers again, but Yang, she loses her arm against Adam, and, you know, she's the way she is because of him. And I could see that could be another thing between her and Blake, because you're in this predicament by trying to save her, and then in the end she just runs away without saying nothing to you. So there's that also. And I don't know how she's gonna feel against Blake about that situation. But going back to her actually having hallucinations of, like, you know, Adam, but she also, another thing I can't explain is that she has a hallucination of herself with both her arms, and I don't understand that. It could be just, Actually, I don't know. I don't know where to go with that. So, besides that, it was a good transition that goes to showing Adam because it shows that she is having problems. You know, Adam's the one that did all this to her, so she can't let it go or something. Besides that, it shows the new, I'm guessing, new Faunuses because it showed two Faunuses we never seen before. They look like the same characters, but I don't think it's one of them has those really big dog ears or something, and I'm thinking that that's got to be their ears because I don't think at first I was thinking it was just their hat, but nah, I think it's his ears. And you know, so we see new Faunuses. I'm guessing it's an upgrade to how the White Fang looked in the previous season because they were just wearing the mask. I'm guessing the new, like the updated look is them wearing those cloaks probably. I mean, I'm not sure, but we see them. Okay, so after the whole thing with Yang and Adam, we see the new villains basically, and how should I put this? Because I'm just talking about the intro, I'm not gonna get much deep into the new villains. It's just that when I saw Cinder's in the group, and it really shocked me because my thought was, wow, what happened to her? Because we did not know what happened after Ruby did her silver eyes thing. And honestly, I thought that her injuries was something after that incident because we don't know what happened. All we know is that the Dragon Grim is freaking frozen on top of Beacon's Tower. Yeah, Beacon's Tower basically, and there's nothing else. So we don't know if it was like was it like an explosion or something? I mean, I'm not sure. But seeing Cinder that much damaged, it's really insane because for one, she has a pat, like you could tell that half her face is scarred up because her whole eye is like covered up. You can see the scar and everything from under the patch and everything. And the other thing is, you can obviously tell that she kind of lost her arm basically, the way she's standing and the way she's also like holding her, what was it, her right or left arm? I forgot which arm it was, but you can obviously tell that she is missing part of her arm. That's insane. But besides that, we see the other villains, and all I can say is just keeping with the intro, you know, with the intro theme, is that it's nice to see older villains basically, and I like that because if you haven't noticed, the basic villains in RWBY or the bad guys, they're just younger characters, like, you know, Cinder's people like Emerald and Mercury, like what Torchwick, Neo, like say I'll say Torchwick, he has to be in his mid-20s. I'm guessing, I'm not sure, but they all look really young, you know, besides Torchwick and maybe Neo, but and Cinder. They're like, you know, in their mid-20s, but everyone else looks like they're in their, like, you know, teens or like late teens. That's what I'm guessing. But it's nice to see during this intro that the four new main villains, freaking, they're actually older characters, like in their, like the same age as Ruby's father basically, or like Ozpin and them. They're in their like late 30s, early 40s probably. And then you have Cinder too, so that's actually pretty cool. I like that. I like the change of pace basically. But then again, I could be wrong. I mean, you never know. They could be actually probably, they could be looking old, but they could still be real young, because you know how people like to mess with people's ages and stuff. But regardless, I thought it was pretty cool. And it's neat too because you could see during the deal, you see Ruby fighting the long-haired villain, and that's pretty cool because it shows that, okay, they're gonna fight. You don't see the other ones at all, so the only one that you see fighting is the long-haired character. Besides that, it seems like Blake is still running from her problems because there's a nice little scene where Adam is actually shown fighting Blake, and he's really trying to kill Blake basically. But honestly, I don't, it's weird because, you know, freaking Blake is not Blank Honestly, Blake's not even retaliating. She's just trying to run away. So I'm guessing the whole thing is for. I think the whole point of her during the season is that she needs to confront her fears and her, her demons basically. So I want to see how that goes. Besides that, that's basically all I can recall right now. Um, that's basically everything they shown on the intro, basically. Oh, it shows Nora, John, Ren, and Ruby together, and it's cool because I like their new character design. Another strange thing, going back to that Raven, it shows between that scene also. So there's really, I'm guessing the Raven, because it's just shown during Ruby scenes and like that time with Crow, maybe that Raven's gonna involve Ruby in some way, but that's just basically a theory. But regardless, it was awesome. Like I said, the intro's amazing, and like if you haven't noticed, I have the intro going right now. It's just been on loop, and it's just awesome. I mean, I like it. It's just so honestly I could just watch this all day if I can, but I can't sadly. Regardless, if I missed anything, let me know. Like if some of my thoughts were wrong about some of the scenes or anything. But I hope you all enjoyed this video. This video is basically just me talking about what was going on in the intro and what to expect in some future aspects of the whole deal. So yeah, so I hope y'all like this, and please like, share, comment down below on your thoughts. Give me your theories about everything. You think Blake's gonna overcome her fear of Adam? You think Weiss could summon her Esper or whatever it's called? And how far is freaking team, I don't even know what you call Ruby, John, Nora, and Ren? You think how far will they go? Will they get into trouble or something? Please let me know. And I'll see y'all next time, people, so take care.